I stood in the rain. The water fell on my hair and my face. Seattle felt cold that night. I felt cold inside too. My name is Kane. I am 38 years old. My life changed 10 years ago. My father died then. People said bad things about him. They said he did wrong things. But he was a good man. He lost everything. His heart broke. Then he died. I lost my father. I lost my home. I lost my hope. The rain fell harder. I closed my eyes. I felt so tired. Every day was hard. Every night was long. I wanted to stop. I wanted to rest. Someone walked toward me. I opened my eyes. A man came close. He held a big black umbrella. The umbrella was over my head now. The rain stopped touching me. Kane, he said. His voice was soft and kind. I looked at him. His name was Wade. He was a rich man. He wore expensive clothes. He always looked perfect. His family owned many buildings in the city. You are wet, Wade said. Come with me. I walked with him. We went to a restaurant. It was a quiet place. The lights were low. The tables had white cloth on them. Rich people ate there. We sat down. Wade looked at me. His eyes were gentle. He ordered hot tea for me. I drank it slowly. The warmth felt good. Wade talked about small things, the weather, the city, his work. I listened, but I felt empty inside. Nothing excited me anymore. Then Wade stopped talking. He looked serious. He stood up from his chair. Then he did something strange. He went down on one knee. He was on the floor next to our table. People around us looked. Some women smiled. Wade took a small box from his pocket. He opened it. Inside was a ring. The diamond was big and bright. Kane, Wade said, will you marry me? I stared at him. I did not feel happy. I did not feel excited. I just felt tired. Very, very tired. I thought about my life. 10 years of pain. 10 years of being alone. 10 years of fighting every day just to survive. I looked into Wade's eyes. He seemed kind. He seemed safe. Maybe this was my chance. Maybe I could stop fighting. Maybe I could finally rest. I knew that. There were no fireworks in my heart. There was no passion, but love did not matter anymore. I just wanted peace. I wanted to stop hurting. If I say yes, I thought. His eyes asked the question again. The restaurant was quiet. Everyone watched us. I took a breath. Then I spoke. Yes, I said, I will marry you. He put the ring on my finger. It felt heavy, cold. But maybe that was okay. Maybe cold was better than pain. People in the restaurant clapped. Some women cried happy tears. They thought this was romantic. They thought I was lucky. But I knew the truth. This was not about love. This was about survival. This was about finding a safe place to land. Wade held my hand. He talked about our future, about the wedding, about our life together. I nodded. I smiled when I should smile. But inside, I felt nothing. We left the restaurant. Wade walked me to my small apartment. He kissed my hand. He said goodnight. He promised to call tomorrow. I went inside. I closed the door. I looked at the ring on my finger. It shined in the dark room. I walked to my window. The rain still fell outside. I whispered to myself, "Nobody heard me. I just want my heart to rest." That was all I wanted. Peace, quiet, an end to the storm. I did not know if marriage would give me that, but I was too tired to care anymore. I was too tired to fight, too tired to hope, too tired to dream. I just wanted to rest. The wedding came fast. It was a big wedding. Wade's family invited many people. The church was full of flowers, white roses everywhere. Everything looked perfect, but the church felt cold. I wore a white dress. It cost more money than I earned in a year. The dress was beautiful, but it felt like a costume. Wade smiled at me. He said his vows. I said mine. We kissed. People clapped. They took many photos. Everyone said I looked happy. I was not happy. I just felt numb. After the wedding, I moved into Wade's house, but it was not just a house. It was a mansion. The building was huge. It had 3 floors. There were 10 bedrooms. The garden was bigger than a park. Everything inside was expensive. The floors were marble. The furniture was old and valuable. Every room had paintings on the walls. The mansion looked like a museum. I walked through the rooms. My steps made sounds on the hard floors. The place felt empty, cold, like nobody really lived there. Then I met her, Mrs. Evelyn, Wade's mother. She walked into the main room. She wore a gray dress. Her hair was perfect. Her makeup was perfect. Her jewelry shined. She looked like a queen. But her eyes were not kind. They were sharp, cold. They looked at me like I was a thing, not a person. "Welcome, Kane," she said. Her voice was smooth, too smooth. "Thank you," I said. I tried to smile. She walked around me. She looked at my dress, my shoes, my hair. She studied everything, like I was a horse she wanted to buy. "We have rules in this house, Mrs. Evelyn said. Dinner is at 7, always. You will dress well, always. You will be polite to our guests, always." I nodded. "Yes, Mrs. Evelyn." "Good," she said. She smiled. But the smile did not reach her eyes. Mrs. Evelyn controlled everything. She told the cook what to make for dinner. She chose my dresses for parties. She decided who could visit and who could not. Wade said nothing. He just let his mother do everything. He was always nice to me, but he never stopped her. I played the part she wanted. I became the quiet wife, the obedient wife. I smiled when guests came. I wore the dresses she chose. I sat where she told me to sit. Mrs. Evelyn thought I was stupid. I saw it in her eyes. She thought I was just a pretty face. She thought she controlled me completely. That was good. I wanted her to think that, but I was not stupid. I watched, I listened, I learned. He said he worked late, but sometimes I heard him on the phone. He talked in a low voice. He sounded worried. One night, I walked past his office. The door was open a little. I heard voices inside. Wade and Mrs. Evelyn were talking. "The settlement is ready, Mrs. Evelyn said. "What if she asks questions?" "She won't," Mrs. Evelyn said. Her voice was cold. "She is not smart enough. She just wants a comfortable life. She will sign anything." I stood very still. I did not breathe. They could not know I was there. What about the tax records? Wade asked. Hidden, Mrs. Evelyn said. Nobody will find them. Not if we are careful. My heart beat fast. But I did not move. I waited. Then I walked away quietly. I went to my room. I closed the door. I sat on the bed. So there was a secret, a big secret. Something about settlements, about tax records, about hiding things. I thought about my father. He lost everything because of lies, because rich people hid the truth. I looked around my beautiful room. The expensive furniture, the silk curtains, the soft carpet. This mansion was a cage, a golden cage. It looked beautiful, but I was trapped inside. Mrs. Evelyn thought she controlled me. She thought I was her puppet, but I was not a puppet. I was just waiting, watching, learning. I would blend in. I would play the role. I would be the perfect quiet wife, and I would find out the truth. My heart did not rest here. But maybe that was okay. Maybe I did not come here to rest. 2 weeks passed. I lived in the mansion. I watched and waited. Mrs. Evelyn thought I was harmless. Wade thought I was happy. They were wrong. One afternoon, Wade went to a business meeting. Mrs. Evelyn went shopping in the city. The mansion was quiet. The servants were busy downstairs. I walked to Wade's study. The door was closed. I looked around. Nobody saw me. I opened the door and went inside. The study was big. Books filled the walls. A large desk sat in the middle. Papers covered the desk. A computer sat there too. I looked at the papers. Bills, letters, business documents. Nothing unusual. Then I saw a drawer. It was locked. I tried to open it. It did not move. I looked for a key. I searched the desk. Nothing. Then I saw it. A small key taped under the desk. I pulled it free. My hands shook a little. I put the key in the lock. The drawer opened. Inside was a folder, a thick folder. It was old, brown. The papers inside looked worn. I took the folder out. I opened it. My breath stopped. The first page said, Accident Report. The date was 5 years ago. There were photos, a crashed car, blood on the road, a dead man inside. I read the report. The accident happened at night. The victim was a manager. He worked for a company. The company name made my heart stop. It was my father's company. I read more. The driver who caused the accident was never found. The police closed the case. Someone paid money to make it disappear. There were more papers, bank records, payments to police officers, payments to judges, payments to reporters. All the payments came from the Sterling family account. My hands shook. I read every page. The dead man was my father's partner. He knew my father was innocent. He had proof. He was going to tell the truth, but he died before he could speak. And the Sterlings made it disappear. I felt cold, so cold. My father lost everything because of this. He died because of this, and Wade's family killed the only man who could save him. I heard a car outside. Someone was home. I put the folder back quickly. I locked the drawer. I put the key back under the desk. I left the study. I went to my room. I sat on my bed. My mind raced. Wade knew. Mrs. Evelyn knew. They killed that man. They destroyed my father, and now I lived in their house. That night, Wade came home late. He brought me a gift, a diamond necklace. It was beautiful, expensive, for you. He smiled, but his smile looked sad, guilty. It's beautiful, I said. I let him put it on my neck, but I knew what it was. It was hush money. He wanted to keep me quiet, keep me happy, keep me stupid. I wore the necklace. I smiled at him. I played my role. Days passed. Wade gave me more gifts. Earrings, bracelets, a new car. He tried so hard to make me happy. I took everything. I said thank you. But inside, I felt nothing but cold hate. Then Mrs. Evelyn called me to her office. It was morning. Wade was at work. I went to her office. She sat behind a big desk. She looked at me with her sharp eyes. Sit down, Kane, she said. I sat. I folded my hands. I looked innocent and sweet. She pushed papers across the desk. Sign these, she said. I looked at the papers. They were legal documents. A contract. I read it slowly. The contract put all the sterling assets in my name. The mansion, the companies, the bank accounts, everything. But there were rules. I could not sell anything. I could not change anything. Mrs. Evelyn controlled everything. I was just the name on the paper. I understood now. I was a shield, a legal shield. If the police came, if the government asked questions, everything was in my name, not theirs. Mine. I would go to prison. Not them. Me. Mrs. Evelyn smiled. Just sign here, she said. It's simple. Just paperwork. I looked at her. I smiled back, sweet and stupid. Of course, I said. I picked up the pen, but I did not sign. Not yet. Can I read it first? I asked. I want to understand. Mrs. Evelyn's smile got tight. There is nothing to understand. Just sign. Tomorrow, I said. I will sign tomorrow. I promise. Her eyes turned cold, but she nodded. I left her office. I went to my room. I locked the door. I looked at myself in the mirror. The diamond necklace shined on my neck. I was not their puppet. I was not their shield. I was something else. And soon they would know. The big event came 2 weeks later. It was a charity gala. Rich people from all over the city came. Reporters were there. Cameras flashed everywhere. Mrs. Evelyn wanted everyone to see the perfect Sterling family. Wade wore an expensive suit. I wore a long red dress. Diamonds hung from my ears and neck. We smiled for the cameras. We looked happy. We looked perfect. But I was not happy. I was hunting. The gala was in a huge hotel. The room was full of people. They drank wine. They ate expensive food. They talked and laughed. Mrs. Evelyn walked around the room. She talked to important people. She smiled her cold smile. She wanted everyone to love her. I stayed close to Wade. I held his arm. I smiled sweetly. I looked like the perfect wife, but I listened. I watched. He was a lawyer. They stood near a tall plant. They thought nobody could hear them. The Hampton shares were easy to take, Mrs. Evelyn said. The old man never saw it coming. Hampton, that was my father's name, my father's company. My heart beat fast, but I did not move. I listened more. You framed him perfectly, the lawyer said. He lost everything. He was weak, Mrs. Evelyn said. Weak men do not deserve power. I took what should have been mine, so it was her. Mrs. Evelyn destroyed my father. She planned everything. She took his company. She killed his partner. She ruined his life. And she did it for money, for power, for shares in a company. I walked away slowly. I went to the bathroom. I locked the door. I looked at myself in the mirror. I thought about the past, about how I got here. 2 years ago, I learned the truth about my father. I learned the Sterlings killed him. I learned they stole from him. So I made a plan, a long plan, a careful plan. I studied Wade. I learned where he went, what he liked, who he knew. Then I made him notice me. I went to his coffee shop. I sat where he could see me. I dropped my book near him. He picked it up. He smiled. He talked to me. I made him fall in love with me. I was kind. I was sweet. I listened to him. I made him feel special. And he proposed. Just like I wanted. I came into this house with a plan. I was not a victim. I was the hunter. They were my target. And I prepared for this. For months, I prepared. The diamond necklace Wade gave me. I changed it. I put a tiny device inside, a recording device. It was very small. Nobody could see it. The earrings Mrs. Evelyn chose for me. I added devices to them too. Every conversation, every secret. I recorded everything. I looked at myself in the mirror now. I saw the truth. I was not innocent. I was not sweet. I was here for revenge. My father died broken and alone. Now the Sterlings would pay. I fixed my makeup. I went back to the party. Mrs. Evelyn stood near the stage. She talked to more important people. She laughed. She looked so confident, so powerful. I walked toward her. I smiled, a big, sweet smile. She saw me. For a moment, something changed in her eyes. Confusion. Maybe fear. I walked right up to her. I stood very close. The party is wonderful, Mother, I said. My voice was soft and kind, but my eyes were not kind. Mrs. Evelyn looked at me, really looked at me, and for the first time, she saw something different, something that scared her. Kane, she said slowly, are you well? I am perfect, I said. I touched my diamond necklace. Everything is perfect. I walked away. I felt her eyes on my back. She was worried now. She did not know why. She felt it. Danger. Wade came to me. Are you having fun? He asked. I am having a wonderful time. I looked around the room. All these rich people, all these powerful people. They thought they were safe. They thought their money protected them. They were wrong. I touched my necklace again. The device inside recorded everything, every word Mrs. Evelyn said tonight, every confession. Soon, everyone would hear it. The reporters, the police, the world. Soon, the Sterlings would fall, and I would watch. My mask was still on, but inside, I smiled. A cold, hard smile. The hunter was ready. The trap was set. Soon, very soon, everything would change. The gala ended. Late. We went home to the mansion. Wade looked tired. Mrs. Evelyn looked pleased. She thought everything went well. I went to my room. I closed the door. I sat at my desk. I opened my laptop. I took out a small memory card. It came from my necklace, the hidden device. I put the card in my computer. All the recordings were there. Mrs. Evelyn's voice, her confessions, her crimes, everything. I opened my email. I wrote to the federal police. I attached all the files, all the recordings, all the evidence from Wade's folder, the accident reports, the payments, the cover-up, everything. Then I wrote to the newspapers, the big ones, the important ones. I sent them everything too. I looked at the clock. It was midnight. I pressed send. The emails went out, all of them, to everyone. I closed my laptop. I sat back. It was done. I did not feel happy. I did not feel sad. I just felt calm, finally calm. Morning came. I got dressed. I went downstairs. Wade sat at the breakfast table. He looked at his phone. His face was white, shocked. "Kane," he said. His voice shook. "What did you do?" "I told the truth," I said. I sat down. I drank my coffee. "The police called me," Wade said. "The newspapers called me. They have recordings, documents, evidence. They know everything." Mrs. Evelyn ran into the room. Her hair was messy. Her face was angry. She never looked messy before. "You," she screamed at me. "What did you do?" "I sent the truth to the right people," I said. I stayed calm. "They know about the accident, about my father, about everything you did." Mrs. Evelyn's face turned red. "You stupid girl. Do you know what you did? You destroyed us. You destroyed yourself too." "No," I said. I freed myself. Wade stood up. He walked toward me. He looked scared, desperate. "Kane, please," he said. "Tell them it was a mistake. Tell them the evidence is fake. We can fix this. We can." "No, Wade," I said. "We cannot fix this. And I will not lie. My mother made mistakes," Wade said, "but I am innocent. I did nothing wrong." I looked at him. I almost felt sorry for him. Almost. "Are you sure, Wade?" I asked. I took out more papers. I put them on the table. They were emails. "Between Wade and his mother." "Read these," I said. Wade picked up the papers. He read them. His hands shook. His face went white. Mrs. Evelyn planned to blame Wade if anyone discovered their crimes. She wrote it clearly. Wade would go to prison. Not her. Him. His own mother was ready to betray him. Wade dropped the papers. His legs gave out. He fell to the floor. He just sat there, broken. She was going to blame you, I said. She was going to say you did everything. She wrote it all down. Mrs. Evelyn said nothing. She just stared at the papers. Her plan was exposed. Wade looked up at his mother. He whispered, "Your own son?" Mrs. Evelyn's face was hard, cold. "I did what I needed to do to survive. You are a monster," Wade said. Car sounds came from outside. I walked to the window. Police cars, news vans. "They are here," I said. Someone knocked on the door. Hard knocks. Official knocks. "Open up, Federal Police." The servants opened the door. Police officers came inside. Many officers. They wore uniforms. They had badges. "Mrs. Evelyn Sterling," one officer said. "You are under arrest." Mrs. Evelyn screamed. "Do you know who I am? I have power. I have money. I have lawyers. You cannot do this to me." The officers did not care. They put handcuffs on her wrists. "You have the right to remain silent," the officer said. Mrs. Evelyn screamed more. She cursed. She threatened. But the officers took her away. More officers talked to Wade. He just sat on the floor. He said nothing. He looked empty. I walked to the kitchen. I made tea. I sat at the table. An officer came to me. "Mrs. Sterling, we need to talk to you." "Of course," I said. I drank my tea slowly. "I will tell you everything." I looked out the window. The police took Mrs. Evelyn to their car. She still screamed, still fought, but nobody listened. I felt something strange. Peace, real peace. I whispered to myself, "My heart is finally resting." But only after you paid the price. Justice came, finally. After 10 long years, after all the pain, after all the planning, my father could rest now, and so could I. The trial took 6 months. The evidence was clear. The recordings told the truth. Mrs. Evelyn went to prison. Wade went to prison too. The Sterling empire fell apart. The companies closed. The mansion was sold. Everything they owned was gone. The court found my father's old assets, money, shares, property. They gave it all back. It was mine now, but I did not keep it. I gave it all to charity. Every dollar, every share, everything. I made a foundation. It had my father's name. The foundation helped people who lost everything because of lies. People like my father. That was his legacy now. Not shame, not disgrace, but help, hope, justice. The city talked about the trial for months. Reporters wrote stories. People said I was brave. They said I was strong. But I did not feel brave. I just felt free. I left Seattle after the trial ended. I packed one small bag. I took nothing from the mansion, nothing from Wade, nothing from that life. I drove to my father's grave. It was in a small town, a quiet place, green hills, old trees, peace. The stone was simple. It had his name, his birth date, his death date. I put flowers on the grave. White roses, his favorite, The sun was warm on my face. The sky was blue. No rain, no clouds, just light. I sat on the grass. I talked to my father. I told him everything about the trial, about Mrs. Evelyn, about justice. I did it, Dad, I said. I made them pay. Your name is clear now. Everyone knows the truth. I felt tears on my face, but they were not sad tears. They were different. Release. Relief. I thought about Wade, about the proposal, about the rain. I wanted rest then. I wanted to stop hurting. But rest did not come from a man. Rest did not come from marriage. Rest did not come from running away. Rest came from truth, from justice, from fighting back. I stood up. I looked at the grave one last time. My heart is finally resting, I said, not because of a man, but because of the truth. I walked back to my car. I looked at the road ahead. It was long, open, free. I did not know where I would go. Maybe a new city, maybe a new life. Maybe I would work for the foundation, but that was okay. I had time. I had freedom. I had peace. The storm inside me was gone. The pain was gone. The weight was gone. I started the car. I drove away from the grave. The sun followed me, warm, bright, new. My heart rested now, finally, truly, completely, and I was free. Thank you for listening with an open heart.